Ever considered a career in tech and wondered, could I become a developer? In this video, Melissa Hansen is discussing personal traits that can indicate that you are developer material. Welcome! It's Rachel and Jessica from 100 Days at Trailhead, the place where the tech community comes to learn Salesforce, learn tech, get inspired, have fun, and invest in ourselves. Whether you are brand new to learning Salesforce and starting from the beginning, or mid-career and skilling up for that new opportunity, we are your trail guides here to support you with an itinerary to help you get where you're going. You are in the right place. If you are new to our channel, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can be notified when we release a new video. In the description below, you can find links on everything we mention in this video, in addition to links we find helpful like books that have helped us and our friends along our tech and Salesforce journeys. To find other helpful Salesforce and tech content, visit our blog at 100daysoftrailhead.com. In this video, Melissa Hansen will help you discover if you've been sleeping on your potential to become a developer. Melissa is a developer, architect, and Salesforce MVP who has been building solutions on the Salesforce platform since 2011 with a focus on custom applications and the nonprofit sector. She is a co-founder of Hi-Fi Consulting, a new venture that specializes in helping organizations get the most out of Salesforce with custom apps and innovative solutions tailored to the organization's needs and in-house skill sets. She likes well-designed APIs, clean code, and a microservice approach to building big applications. Because she can't quite get enough of Salesforce in her day job, she is also the VP of Curriculum Innovation at Rad Women, an organization that helps women working on the platform to learn code, as well as the co-leader of the Portland Developer User Group. Your quest, should you choose to take it, is to journey with us to learn if you should pursue a development career. Your quest begins now.
My name is Melissa Hansen. I am a Salesforce MVP. I am the co-founder and principal architect at Hi-Fi Consulting Group, and I am the VP of Curriculum Innovation at Rad Women Code. And I am here to present on a topic for 100 Days of Trailhead. I was super excited when Rachel and Jessica asked me. So excited that I came up with two topics, actually. We'll see if they both get through. But this one I'm really excited about because it is near and dear to my heart. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that I can kind of talk you through it. But this is going to be top 5 signs that you are developer material. So this is something I talk about a lot with Rad Women. If you're not familiar with Rad Women Code, we are a free program for advanced admins on the platform who identify as women or non-binary who want to learn how to code. And it's something I'm really passionate about because I don't have a formal engineering background. I am a developer, I am an architect, I write a lot of code, and I learned it all in my 30s, actually. And so I think there is this prevailing notion or feeling sometimes that if you haven't been coding since you were a teenager or even a small child, that it's just too late for you, that it's too hard to learn later on, and that it's just not a viable path, which is 1000% not true. I and many other developers you know are proof of that. So what I like to talk about sometimes are the other signs that you're going to be a good developer, or that you have sort of developer chops that aren't maybe the things that you would immediately think of, like you designed your first video game when you were 12. You know, we're putting that aside and we're looking at some of the things that may be a little bit more present in your day-to-day life if you're not already a developer. So let's get into it. And I don't necessarily have these in order. Let me shrink this up so you can actually see my headline. But we'll start with number 5. Which is you are the person that your coworkers, your family, your friends go to when they can't figure out how to work some piece of software or technology. A lot of times you'll see this as somebody who identifies as an accidental admin or an accidental techie. This was so me at my first few jobs. You know, you're the person who, even if it's the printer, right? Like you're the only person who can make the printer work. You are the person who has figured out every nook and cranny of whatever piece of software it is that you're working with. And so, you know, your parents are the ones calling you, or your coworkers are tapping on the shoulder, asking you how to figure something out. And the reason that's a good sign you'd be developer material is because it shows you're willing to go the extra mile in figuring things out. And you have not just an innate talent for those things, but that you've actually spent the time to figure out something that's challenging or tricky. A lot of people will get into, you know, a technology situation, and as soon as something stops working, there's kind of a, you know, people can be a little bit afraid of technology. And if you are this person, there's a good chance that you hit that hurdle and maybe you're a little freaked out, but then you go, you know, let me just try this other thing and see if that works. Let me try this. And those are all really good instincts if you're thinking about being a developer. So next one, number 4, you have found and exploited undocumented features somewhere in the Salesforce platform, or really any platform. Or on the flip side, you have found and reported bugs. So anytime you've been working with a platform or a piece of software long enough, you're generally going to find something that's wrong with it. And you know, your first thought is usually, I probably made a mistake, but sometimes it's a bug. You know, any platform or piece of software of any complexity is going to have issues with it. And you know, the first one that I mentioned, that you found and exploited undocumented features, is more along the lines of, you know, it's something that's not in the documentation, but you found that it actually does work. Even if it's not supposed to, even if it's not documented, you found it and you solved a problem with it. And that, again, is similar to the last one. You just have that problem-solving impulse where you want to get in and you want to mess with things and figure out how to make it work because you are determined. Okay, number 3, given a tool set and a requirement, you have found a way to make a process work when all others had given up hope or told you it just wasn't possible with that tool. You can probably think of a scenario like this if you've been working on the platform or with other pieces of software for long enough, where, you know, I'll just speak for myself. I am very motivated by real problems. I don't get super excited about theoretical puzzles. I don't like to do little programming assignments just for fun. Like, I need a real problem. But once I have an actual problem that needs to be solved, I'm pretty undeterrable in trying to figure out what that solution is. So if you see this in yourself, that, you know, you've got, if you want to use a MacGyver example, you know, you've got a toothpick and a paper clip and some gum, and you figured out a way to make a bomb. Maybe that's a weird example, but you find a way to make it work, even when others have sort of dismissed it as like, it's probably just not going to work. We have to find another way. Number 2, you are happiest when you have a gnarly problem to solve and everyone actually leaves you alone so you can work on it. A lot of being a developer is this kind of heads down problem solving time. You know, like any job, there's also a lot of collaborative space. There's a lot of, you know, meetings and problem solving as a group. But, you know, a core tenet, I think, for a lot of developers is that you like to be able to, as much as you can, have focused time so that you can really zoom in and dig into a problem. And you may be a little bit nervous about the complexity, but you're also excited about it. You know, you get that juicy problem that you know is not, it's not just a matter of finding one little thing, but it's like, okay, I got to plot this out. Maybe I got to make a diagram. Maybe I need to do a whole bunch of research. And you're actually excited about it because you know that at the end of the day, you're going to find a way to make it work or to understand it in a way you didn't before. And having that heads down time gets you super excited. Okay, last one, number 1. When you have been working at something and you have found 100 ways that it didn't work, finding the one way that does gives you so much joy that you're willing to do it all over again. And this is my number 1 sign that you are developer material, because I think more than anything, this is what being a developer is. It is finding 100 ways that don't work until you find the one way that does. Not all the time, obviously. When you get, you know, used to your tool set, you get used to a certain language, you know, certain things will come easier and easier and easier. But there's always that one thing that just won't work, and you have to hammer away at it. And I think this is a good sign. If you're if you're not defeated by that, if you're energized when you get to that solution, so energized that you're willing to do it again, even though you know it's going to be this iterative process where you find something and maybe it works or it works 10%, and then you have to keep going until you actually get it all running together nicely. And that feeling is just super motivating for you. So these were just 5 things that came to my mind when I thought about what I look for in someone who is thinking about maybe being a developer and wants some advice, whether or not they're cut out for it. And if I see these kinds of characteristics and these kinds of motivations, I tend to think, yeah, go for it. You're going to be a great developer. You'll notice that none of these 5 signs had anything to do with a specific piece of technology or a specific skill or certification or anything like that, because programming, like anything else, is a skill and it can be learned. It is not magic. And the really good developers that you see who are kind of tapping away at something and it seems like they just know all this stuff, it's really a matter of mileage, repetition, and training. So if you're willing to put in the work, you can absolutely get there. And coming back to these kinds of motivation, skills, key drivers are the things that are going to keep you on the path. So I hope that that was motivating and enjoyable. And if a lot of these sounded like you and you're thinking about that developer path, then I think you should totally go for it. And if you're looking for some support, obviously you have the WitDevs community, which is amazing. And if you're an advanced admin and Radwomen code sounds interesting to you, you should come and check us out. And I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much.
With that, we're at the end. Did you hear traits Melissa described that would make you a great developer? Are you going to pursue development? Comment below. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you've made it to this point, we want to take an opportunity to say thank you. Since you stayed with us, here's a bonus. You be a great developer if you love building with Legos or if you like putting difficult puzzles together. Development is focused on problem solving and using a variety of pieces or tools together. Thank you for spending time with us. Make sure you like this video. It helps a lot. Click subscribe and on the notification bell so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on Instagram, Twitter, and on our website at 100daysoftrailhead.com, all of which are listed below. Thank you for learning with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.